Resilience.
Navigation.
Collaboration.
Alignment.
Unavoidable opportunity.
Translation.
Why navigation? Because through insurance, we will navigate a safe path through the climate transition.
The impacts that we are going to experience from climate change are just starting now, and we're learning more about them as we go into this century. As those impacts unfold and we understand the size of the economic task ahead of us, the opportunities that we have for adaptation investment are going to become clearer and clearer. So today we are translating the opportunity for adaptation and resilience.
It's a long-term thing that will benefit everyone. The collaboration between the private sector and government will really benefit the entire one.
The scientists have said that some changes to the 1.5 degree or more mark are now unavoidable and/or irreversible. And the opportunity is, what do we do as investors, as citizens, as policymakers, with the knowledge that everything is going to continue to change for the next 5 to 15 years? If we invest in the right solutions and technologies today, we can take advantage of that opportunity. And that is the challenge that we have before us.
If we want to de-risk investments into adaptation and resilience, first we need to align with the national priorities at country level. If we want to bring investments at the country level, we need to align with the national priorities to best respond to the needs of the countries.
In order to transition to net zero, it is imperative that we build resilience into the design process, rather than it being an afterthought.